welcome back to my RxCraft Let's Play. I am starting here at the Longhouse, and since I left off last, made my trip back to the village where Ammaross has been digging below the village in some caves that he located, which are quite expansive. And due to that, I was able to acquire some large content of resources to get myself going. So I've built a few machines here. So from thermal expansion, I've got a sawmill, and from EnderIO, I've got a sag mill and alloy. Alloy smelter, which is full. Then I've got the thermal expansion steam dynamo powering all these. And then this up here is some power conduits from EnderIO. Then over here I've got some thermal expansion strong boxes to store some of my items as I'm preparing to be running around. So since I've been gone, I was able to get obviously plenty of materials and iron. So I got the water all filled in on the sides here. Got a whole bunch of potatoes planted and carrots. It should be about ready fully to harvest. So I just pluck it all up. Dug a hole in here someplace better to stick my bed further away from the outside. And then started digging into the basement. So down here, sticking a large room that I can branch off from for the basement and prepare to head down to hopefully where I should be able to find the abandoned mine. So I'm going to start plotting that out and get to work on it. Get that going. And as you can see here, I've managed to finish decorating out the longhouse, at least for the time being. Got a little bit of water set up here. There's a thermal expansion aqueous extract or accumulator, sorry, sitting down here to provide water to the dynamo. Then I stylized the floor a little bit to give a little bit of flair here. Stuck a crafting table in the bottom, in the center of the area here to just give a little bit of style. Haven't quite figured out what I'm going to stick down this direction, but I'll be planning that out here next. This is probably going to end up turning into a farm section, and since I have stairs going down here, I'm probably going to take stairs up somewhere right around here. That way I can go up above this area here in order to build a bedroom area. I'll probably have a floor directly above where I'm standing now. So I'm going to go ahead and start plotting and digging out the area below, and I'll be back once I get some work on that done. made a decision on what I'll be doing with this. I'm going to stylize this area with a little bit of a dome. Not complete, but take this up at least a couple levels. Probably a little bit of a chandelier type structure hanging down the center. And then I'm going to be sticking some spruce and birch down here in the middle to give it a bit of a color and make it a little bit different from the main floor. I'll be using some logs here in the corner or in the sides to accentuate the corners in the what will be the hallways. So now I get to go and find spruce. I don't remember where some might be, so I get to do a little exploring. Best guess right now is north. So if I'm able to get out, I'll be heading off that direction pretty quick here. Looks like so. I will therefore be back with you once I'm able to find someplace where spruce is growing. So I have successfully located some spruce. Not too far away from the longhouse, 303 meters, so 303 blocks off that way. Replanted a few of them, and can now head back and begin working. So I'm back at the longhouse. I'm going to pull out a little more spruce wood, toss it in the sawmill. Now if you're not familiar with the thermal expansion mod, the sawmill will convert your logs to wood, but instead of giving you the 4-for-1 as you would by using the crafting blocks or a crafting table, the sawmill gives you a 6-to-1, so you get extra 50% amount of planks by using that. So I've already started digging out a little bit down here. I'm going to be using just some spruce slabs so I can extend what I do have here a little bit longer. And what I'm planning to do is I just put a little bit of a design. I'm having some spruce around the outside. I will be using some birch along the inside area, and instead of simply going with birch slabs or planks the entire way, I'm actually going to be using some stairs to give a little bit of style into the area around here. So I'll be having stairs in a large square here, so it just shows a little indentation in the floor, give a little extra flair. So I'm going to get this all built up, and then we'll be back once that is done. So I found I ran out of spruce finally. I will need to either go cut some more down or wait for some to grow. So I may end up just digging out that way until I can get the trees grown. I've mostly finished this room. I also ran out of birch, and I needed to fill in this space here while I was beginning on the ceiling up here. See how I placed the spruce up there, and I'm going to be taking the ceiling up another couple block levels before I finish that. But right here is effectively what each side of this room will end up looking like once it's completed. So I'll be having the logs rimming the sides, all the spruce along the top there, and then the dead center here will be some more birch inserted into the ceiling. And then directly above me, I'll have a chandelier hanging down. I won't be able to complete it quite yet, simply because I don't have any glowstone yet, but it will at least be started. So I guess I should get upstairs and get some trees planted. Hopefully I can go outside and do so. Not quite yet. Let's see what resources we've got left. Wood oak, some saplings. Well, that was an interesting little bug for that spider. Apparently he really wants to say hello to me. I'll go deal with that. So, I guess the only thing I'm having to work out right now is where I've got the dirt. It's making me look at this and consider whether I want to continue with the exact design, as I said, of having the stairs roaming around like this, or whether I should change it slightly and have the stairs where they are and throw in something else where the dirt is presently. If you have any comments or opinions on this, go ahead and toss it in the comments for the video. I'm going to go get planting, and I'll be back in just a bit. While it wasn't my complete intention to do so, I had covered my roof of the longhouse with dirt and was meaning to replace it with wood, just hadn't quite gotten that far. However, as a result, because my little valley area here surrounding the longhouse is fairly small and doesn't provide a great amount of room for planting trees, unless they happen to come up in certain styles, like the acacias here. The roof, however, provides a great space for trees, especially spruce. So I've got 5 of them planted up here, and once these grow, I should have enough spruce to last me a little while. So the random laziness of the roof will work in my favor. So it looks like a few of these trees have gotten growing now. So I guess I'll get these cut down and plant some new saplings and get some more going. And look at that, a skeleton. So it would turn out that I forgot to add any kind of voice recording when I did this part initially. So here we go. After getting the spruce in, I decided to go and dig into my basement and see if I can find the abandoned mine. Well, as you can see, I found it. A nice large dirt room right by where I was expecting it. So had to go ahead and get here, get it lit up. Got some water streaming out here. I'll have to plug up eventually. And that creeper is going to be a problem, so a little bit of mining with creepers. Fortunately, it turned out to be useful, as in that hole, iron, I think that's tin. So the basement here is going to provide a lot of exploration opportunity. I'm going to end up adding some stairs in the corner. And as my recording shows, when exploring down into the mine to see what else was down here, a couple hallways here. This area right here will eventually be used and probably removed. Up around the corner here, we did find a cave spider spawner, which was itself expected. However, unlike the first playthrough, there was not a skeleton spawner right next to it. So while we have free string, we do not have free bone meal. So we're going to have to find another option for that one. So managed to get over here to the cave spider spawner. As you can see where the silk is. As you're going to see, this provided me a little bit of trouble. Not much, fortunately. But this will be providing us, as I said, a little bit to play with. This area will be turned into a trap for the spiders, so we can use that for silk. Likely going to take out the walls going down that hallway you just saw. Fortunately, as you can see here in a second, creeper combat, I've learned, well, not perfect, at least do a decent job. But it should, we're going to be taking out a little bit going up, probably a little bit down in order to get the silk for us. But this will provide us a good source of silk, at least as long as someone is in the neighborhood. Since I will be spending much of my time here, that means we'll have a pretty good amount of silk once I get going. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and skip forward until I'm out of the mine, as I don't remember what else I was talking about while I was running through this area, so may as well get back to where we left, where I was leaving off, and we'll pick up there. So I've come over to Ammaross's base, take a look around. Out here you can see that he's added a glass front using quite clear glass, which is from EnderIO. Adding a nice dome area to out front here and protecting him. We're going to come back here into a cave system he has and poke around. He had called me over here originally to look at an area he has here called Cathedral. And for the moment, we're going to go check out some of the stuff he's built, which here includes a cow farm with a very large number of cows. Be glad I have it muted. When we were in here before, it was very, very loud. The original track I have going in place here, all you hear is moo. Be glad. Be very glad. Come up here to the top. There's a button nearby that would turn on the water beneath them, turning into a little bit of a cow fountain. He got a great kick out of that. He's highly entertained by his cows, which are very loud. But for the moment, I believe we're getting head over to Cathedral. But first, this is his enchanting room, mostly complete. But up in this cave walk area that he ended up busting into, we go out through some open area, gives him a bit of a backyard of sort. He'll be having some fun with that area. And then according to him, around this bend, past the zombie and creeper. I guess I better help out with the creeper. That's better. So as I was saying, around the bend with the torches, and we come into a place he's described as an area that's covered with an extremely vaulted ceiling. So walk in here and look up. Yeah, I get why he calls it a cathedral. That is a very high ceiling area. This could provide some hours of design, shall I have to say. So we're going to have to figure out what to do here. He hasn't quite decided himself. Probably come back in an episode or two after he's done some work in here and see what he's managed to put up. Let's see what happens out here. It goes back toward the building, or the village, I should say. Sorry. I can just drop down here into the water and get us out. And back up into... Oh, look, more creepers. And... Only one saw me. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, never mind. Well, let's go over this way. Lava, water. Yeah, that's an interesting mix right there. And, well, divot. Let's see if I can try to fill this in. Doot, 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 doot. And, nope. Oh well. So there's a divot. Let's see if I can actually jump here. Bigger divot. Jump back up to his base. He really needs to finish this pathway. Those stairs are annoying. And back inside. Up here is his version of chandelier. Some lava up around the ceiling. Again, quite clear glass is containing the lava. Looks like it's dripping a little bit, so apparently the quite clear glass doesn't stop that part. So he may end up having to change that for clear glass, for basic glass at some point in time. But it is a nice highlight up there, I'll have to say. Yeah, that's definitely dripping. Let's come back here next time and see if he's changed that. But I think for now we may head back to our base and see about picking up where we left off. Well, I completely lost the initial recording I had for the end of the second episode, so I'm going to pick up where I am right now. I decided to exchange the dirt with some acacia wood blocks. I decided this design looked better than going with the original indentation all the way around, so I decided to keep that. Since I finished this, I've also gone through and finished the ceiling of this room as well. So I'm rather liking how this room actually has turned out. Partial of a dome going up into the birch up there, give it a bit of a lighter aspect to the ceiling with this little torch chandelier up there. I've also since then dug off in this direction, built a little room that heads down toward where the mine is. So I now have a very easy path to get down here, rather than having to block in from above, which is directly up there is the hallway. So now I've got direct access to the mine, and there are a couple caves off that way as well as off that way to keep me good and busy for a while. So I might end up exploring each of those in future episodes. But for now, I'm going to break and get to work on finishing the video fully. Have a good day. Well, I can definitely say that I'm not a professional YouTuber. One of these days I might actually learn to keep my mic enabled while I'm recording. Hopefully do that soon. So, yeah. I had to lose a few segments while I was recording this episode. I'm hoping to not make those same mistakes going forward. So hopefully I didn't miss out too much, or I didn't sound too broken as I was trying to recreate some of what I had said or intentions during some of the segments. But while you watch my segment here of me digging in below my mine, have a good day.